Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. Today I'm sitting in my car at the beach for the moment. And I have decided that I want to keep up with this little series. I have done one so far. It's my thoughts at the beach. I live about 5 minutes away from the beach, so I like to come here when I have the chance. And it's nice when it's the off season because not very many people are here. But it's also nice today because it is a beautiful spring day, but it is cloudy and it has been raining a bit. So I can't really sit on the beach and talk to you like I want to do. So I'm going to do that part from the car, and then afterwards we'll walk down to the beach and walk on the beach for a little bit. Sorry, hand cramp. Anyway, so that's what I'm planning on doing. This is my number 2, and there'll be more to come, whatever I feel like I need to talk about. This time I'm going to talk about a few things. Well, let's start with the gun control issue in this country, the USA. I don't understand. How many is it going to take? How many mass shootings is it going to take for them to do something? They love their guns and their money so much, they would rather protect those rights over saving lives. You can't go to school, you can't go to college, you can't go to the grocery store, you can't go to the movie theater, you can't go to the mall. Not that there's many malls left to go to. Can't go to Walmart. I mean, what are we supposed to do? Lock ourselves in our houses for the rest of our lives? Can't go to church. I just don't understand. What regular citizen needs an AK-47? It just doesn't make any sense. And a lot of it has to do with mental health. I'm just saying. Most of the mass shootings have been committed by the same demographic of people. But I'm not going to go any further than that because that could stir some things. But it does also have to do with mental health. We have horrible mental health facilities and access in this country. We can barely afford to have health insurance for regular stuff. Mental health, that's the last thing on, whatever. People's minds or whatever you want to call it. They just have zero. They just have really low funding. And, it's not taken as seriously as it should. And that's sad. Things don't have to turn out the way they have been. We need better background checks, better mental health facilities. You need to, I'm going to say it, we got to ban certain guns. Because there's no reason a regular citizen should have access to an AK-47. That is used by soldiers in wars and stuff. It's bad enough people are going to fight with handguns. They don't need those high caliber weapons like that. They're just trying to do the most damage. And it's sad and it's unnecessary. That's just me. It doesn't make any sense to me. And thoughts and prayers, they're good, but they're not doing anything. They're not enough. It's good to have empathy, but there needs to be action. And certain people in government just don't want to put in the action, if you know what I mean. I don't know. But something really needs to be done about that. And that's that. All I'm going to say, 100% point blank, something needs to be done about gun control. Because it's just going to keep happening over and over and over until something is done. What other countries around the world has mass shootings like this? Of all things, be more protective over your guns than people's lives. Tell me how that makes sense. Anyway, that's my thoughts on that. The other things I wanted to talk about is, certain people's rights being taken away. And what I mean by that is you've seen it lately. Right now, they're going after trans rights. You know what I said when the Supreme Court overturned Roe v. Wade? I said they were not going to stop with us women. Am I right? Yes. Because I knew that, sorry, there's a hair on my arm. I knew that the LGBTQ was going to be next. You're a minority, maybe not by the Supreme Court, but now each state, I don't know. I'm sorry, but I think it's wrong for a state to have a law or whatever that says that coaches and teachers can check children's private areas before they can play sports. What? That's messed up. I believe that is happening in Kansas? I don't really remember off the top of my head, so, don't quote me on that, but it's one of those states. That's completely messed up. But, it's all sad. They want to ban drag shows. Why? Because they think that drag queens are the ones that are grooming the children or something? Yeah. They're scared, by the way. That certain demographic, they're scared. They're scared because younger voters, aka Gen Z and my generation, millennials, we're going to outnumber them come next election. And so they think that by doing this, I don't know what they think. I just know that they're scared. They're scared because they know that the younger voters are mostly Democrat. And they will get voted out. Or something. It's just what it seems, You can just tell. Because who went on a march in Nashville right after that school shooting? Young people. Gen Z. Mostly. We saw that. So, I believe that we need more acceptance in the world. And love and kindness. But people are so much more mean these days. I mean, road rage. You have people throwing fists in the drive-thru of fast food places because they didn't get what they wanted. It's all about me, myself, and I, basically. Don't even get me started on the Karens. Anyway, that's a whole different topic. We're not going to go into that. But, it just is. If you don't like something and it's not harming you, shut up and move on. There's no reason to go out of your way to be mean to someone or even violent because you don't like how they're living their life. That's all I'm saying. There needs to be more love and acceptance towards everybody, but mostly towards minorities. Women, people with disabilities, LGBTQ plus, and other minorities. We're the ones losing our rights, basically. And I know people are going to say, what rights are you losing? Well, for one, they already overturned Roe v. Wade. Now, do I believe that abortion should be a form of birth control? No. Because that's just ridiculous. But the problem with that is they have already tried to get rid of, and they want to get rid of actual birth control. I don't understand why a certain demographic of people, we'll say, are so obsessed with what another demographic of people do with their bodies. Women. You know what I'm getting at? Like, you know, it just doesn't make any sense because they want to take all that stuff away from us, so we have no control over anything to do with our bodies. But no, they can still get their little blue pill, if you know what I mean. See how it doesn't make sense? Just to me, it just doesn't make sense. That whole thing doesn't make sense. Like I'm saying, it just needs to be love and acceptance to everything. And it is a little past mid-April, so it is still Autism Acceptance Month. And so if you haven't seen that video that we posted on the very first day, which was Autism Acceptance Day, awareness, what have you, go check that video out. Because that explains what Rob and I go through, basically on a daily basis. And I do add in some anxiety because those two go hand in hand. And another thing, representation matters. And people get so up in arms about the new Little Mermaid being black. And it's stupid. You know? You still have your Ariel. They have their Ariel. Why does it bother you so much? You know? They need this. They need to see themselves that way. Like Black Panther. You know? They need to see themselves represented. They hardly had that, you know? Let other people be represented, you know? You know, same with people with disabilities and the LGBTQ+. Everybody needs to see themselves in a positive way, you know? You know what I mean? Like being shown like TVs and movies and stuff. You know, dolls. A doll that looks like you. Do you know how good it feels when you're like a little girl or a little kid or whatever and you're in the store and you see a doll that looks like you. You remember how happy that makes you? They need that too. So there's that. So anyway, I know, I'm just kind of going on, but yeah, just some of the thoughts I've had. And, you know, it's just sad the way that the world is right now. And that's just stuff going on here. Don't even get me started on stuff that's actually going on around the world. You know? I don't know. But anyway, like I said about mental health and people with disabilities, if you haven't seen that video that we did on autism acceptance at the very beginning of the month, it's still there, of course, so you can go check that out. And, you know, just because someone is different and not considered normal, whatever that is, doesn't mean that they should be shunned and not have a life or not have any friends or not be able to find someone to love, etc., etc. You know, still people, still have feelings. All you have to do is get to know someone, and then you'll see just how great the person is. But a lot of people only see the outside and not the inside too. I think that if a lot more people would see someone how they are from both the outside and the inside, mostly the inside, then there would be a lot more acceptance and love, you know? Or at least I would hope. Anyway, I still have a hard time filming just because of anxiety. But I'm getting better every time I do it. And yeah. But anyway, that's what I was saying about that. I'm not going to drone on anymore. Those were my thoughts here of sitting in my car at the beach. I'm going to add in a little bit of a footage of walking along the beach for a few minutes. And then I'm going to head because I'm going to stop at. Gotta go to 2 stores. Anyway, so that's what I wanted to talk about this time. My thoughts on the beach. And, you know, I do want to say one more thing. If you have not seen Superman and Lois, please go watch it. But start from the very first season, because we're on the third season now. And I love it. But I want to say, Rob loves it too because he loves Superman. But it was my dad who got me into Superman in the first place. We used to watch the Adventures of Superman from the 50s, the black and white George Reeves. That's when I started watching Superman. So, but this is Superman and Lois by far my favorite Superman and Lois. Can't help myself. But especially Lois Lane in this one. She is amazing. And in this one part, I'm going to say that she very well, if I can word this correctly, there's a truck right next to me right now, captured what it feels like to have the beginnings of a panic attack. She was sitting in a doctor's office waiting to do her first round of chemo. And you just start panicking. Because that's really scary, so everything just kind of heightened. But what she was going through, it kind of reminds me of what it's like for me sometimes. Everything just gets loud and you're just hearing every little thing. It's louder and louder and louder, and then your heart starts racing and you start breathing, and then it almost feels like the room is closing in on you or something, and it just had to get out. And I don't know. It just made me feel I can't think of the word. But I guess I would say accepted, but I don't know if that's the word I want to use. It's a good thing. But I just can't think of the word off the top of my head that I would want to use for that. But it just made me feel good. And I guess accepted. Or, seen. That's what I was looking for. It made me feel seen. And so, yeah, just check out Superman and Lois if you haven't. Just wanted to throw that in there. So now, I might take a walk on the beach. I don't know. I actually got to get going. So, we'll go down there real quick, though. So I hope you enjoyed this video and my thoughts and everything. And if you did, please like, subscribe, comment. Don't forget to click that little bell icon so you know when next video is coming out. And all of our social media will be linked in the description box below. And thank you for watching.